Yo, October 18th, 2021. Halfcast 163, episode 163. Let's go. Yeah. Happy Monday, guys. Let's start this week off right. Of course, I have a few things to share with you. An evening of reflection. Shall we? Christina Nance's body was found in a police van in Huntsville, Alabama, and authorities in Huntsville, Alabama are facing questions surrounding the discovery of a woman's body in the back of a rarely used police van in a police parking lot, which is still no excuse for a routine check to not be performed. Nobody's doing grounds or anything. Like, a police officer discovered the body of Christina Nance on October 7th in an unoccupied van in the back corner of a parking lot at the Huntsville Public Safety Complex. Huntsville Deputy Police Chief Dwayne McCarver said at a news briefing Friday. Nance's family had reported her missing October 2nd. So you mean to tell me that you have a search out? Like, yeah, she's been missing for the 48 hours or whatever. And the police, you go and file a missing persons report, and the missing person is on your property. What about that? Yeah. Is on your property in one of your vehicles, not just on the property, in one of your vehicles. The officer noticed shoes next to the van and approached, discovering Miss Nance's body inside. Windows on the van were observed to be open, and on this type of van, they pop outward. He said McCarver told reporters it's department policy to keep those vans locked. Of course it is. All city vehicles should remain locked anytime they are not in use or occupied. He said sometimes you just have to say that was something that you shouldn't have happened. It did. I don't know, man. This is rough. CNN has reached out to Nance's family and the Madison County Coroner's Office for comment. Investigators have been poring over security footage from the parking lot trying to piece together what happened. Any foul play, right? Miss McCarver said investigators eventually determined Nance entered the van September 25th around 12:30 p.m. So what? So according to the article, they reported her missing October 2nd. So they found her body on the 7th, and she entered the van September 25th. So you mean to tell me nobody smell? It's still pretty nobody smell any decomposition or anything like that after all that time? During the news conference, McCarver walked reporters through grainy surveillance footage highlighting Nance's movements on September 25th and the days following as she opened and closed the windows of the van. Ms. Nance is observed in the video walking around the parking lot on the 25th. She lays down in the bushes at some point, and she sits on the hood of a police car for some time, and nobody's seen her. Who's paying attention? What is it, like one of those situations where the lights are on but nobody's home? It's like, yeah, who the hell? This is a police station. You would think that okay, you got calls that go out, but if anything happens, you should be there as the police, like right outside your doorstep. That's the question I'm trying to ask. It's like, who didn't notice somebody right outside their doorstep, if for nothing, at least loitering? We just wish that she would have hollered out to someone or something, because there were plenty of what we see as potential opportunities for this to not be a tragedy. And unfortunately, no one was able to realize that she was in that van, and that was the outcome. Nobody does walks, nobody does checks, nobody does sweeps. Your police officers, people have it out for you. People can put something in the vehicle or anything. Officers are in and out. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me not knowing exactly how these things work when you're on a secure premises. Like, yeah, officers are in. I would think that it's supposed to be like a microcosm of a military base. That's how I'm imagining it. That it's a micro version of a military base where there should be some type of patrols done on your own turf as well as outside the area as well as the city. The van was purchased in '95 as an inmate transport vehicle. It was repurposed by the department in the early 2000s for evidence transportation and has not been used since March, McCarver said, because the vehicle was designed for inmate transport. Once the back doors are closed, there is no way to open them from the inside. Wow, the family was able to view the surveillance video Friday ahead of the media briefing. McCarver said, reiterating the department is committed to working through this loss alongside Nance's. Like we're just as confused as you are, ma'am. Like we don't know. Like somebody should at least be like, "Yo, did you? Nobody at least caught that on camera? Hey, there's somebody loitering around the property. You don't know if it's somebody that needs help. That sounds like somebody who might have needed some type of help and didn't like it, or somebody disoriented. That's the first impression from that I got from this description here is that somebody was right on your doorstep that needed your help and you kind of missed it. Wow. Next up. Okay. North Carolina man charged with murdering his ex-girlfriend already did time for killing an ex report. So we should be hitting these guys, these people that are just bad partners. We should like put like a tag in their ear, like a squirrel or something. So after their first relationship, something happens that they're already flagged. This should be the typical, yeah, this should be the guy who literally wears a red flag in public all day long. Charles Combs, LaPortia Baldwin, they got the picture of the couple. A North Carolina man who had spent 12 years in prison for murdering his then girlfriend in 2004 is now facing murder charges in the death of another woman, his ex-girlfriend. The body of LaPortia Chantel Baldwin of Gastonia, North Carolina, was found in South Carolina on Thursday. According to authorities, Charles Combs, Baldwin's ex-boyfriend, is accused of killing her. Baldwin, 30, was last seen by family members on October 10th. The city of Gastonia website said in a press release they met at a parking lot of First Antioch Interdenominational Church. Local ABC affiliated WSOC reported LaPortia Baldwin kissed her 18-month-old daughter and said, "I love you." Baldwin's mother, Marilyn, said, "Wow, you would never think that the last time you see somebody is really the last time you see somebody." That always gets me when I hear this about these stories. These people walk off and you never know that you're never going to see them again. Her mother said LaPortia was headed to work and never returned. She also never called to check on her daughter, which Marilyn said was unusual. Her daughter is her heart, Marilyn said, according to the WSOC. She would never leave her daughter. LaPortia, who worked at Amazon, didn't show up for work that day. Baldwin's car was found the next day on October 11th. When the car was found, the tires were slashed and possible blood was found on the steering wheel. Investigators found women's clothing and duct tape inside as well. Sheriff's office records. Baldwin had broken up with Combs about 3 weeks prior, so they were already not together, right? WSOC reported, according to court records, Combs was distraught, and on the day Baldwin vanished, he told a friend about her and said he would kill himself if he could not be with her. What are these people's problems with thinking that they just like, yeah, according to WSOC, Combs has previously been convicted of murder and the death of another girlfriend. And how did he get out after? Yeah, and he was still on the streets, no help, no nothing. You're not walking around with something that you got to check in that I killed a woman or whatever. The details are disturbingly similar. Channel 9 learned that Combs was convicted of second-degree murder in Charlotte in 2007. The WSOC report said he spent 12 years in prison for the 2004 death of his girlfriend at the time. According to court records, Combs told Dorsey the only way out of the relationship was through death. Now that should be a flag right there. And it's sad for men and women when you're in the talking phase that nowadays it's not like, what are you gonna do if we get together, if we become serious? What are you gonna do if we break up? Like, like, yeah, and yeah, what are we gonna do if you say there is no breaking up? That should really be like, oh God, like, yeah, the woman you chased all the way around, and you wooed her, you bought her flowers, you got her card, you got candy. Is this what you really want? You don't want to end up, yeah, or the man. Baldwin's death has left an irreversible pain, according to a GoFundMe page that was launched in an effort. And I'm pretty sure they were together. He never brought up the case. He never brought up that he killed his last girlfriend or whatever. Yeah, that's just things you don't bring up. She was a daughter, a sister, a cousin, a niece, a grandchild, a friend to everyone she met. She had an infectious smile and knew how to light up a room with her presence. She was lovely. She was funny. She loved life and wanted to help those around her. These are the type of people that is sad that these type of animals, they're parasites. They latch onto them. They make them realize they feel good. It's a feeling that you make me feel what's left of my humanity that's left. And yeah, it's really weird, man. Like there is no breaking up. What do you mean? Through death? Whoa. Next up. PA man gets probation, house arrest for estranged wife's 2017 internal decapitation. Death today is grisly, man. Yo, what is it with these? Yo, this makes me want to be single. This makes me really want to be single. A Pennsylvania man accused of murdering his wife in 2017 will spend the next year. First off, internal decapitation sounds like probation shouldn't even be in a sentence with internal decapitation at all. A Pennsylvania man accused of murdering his wife in 2017 will spend the next year under house arrest. That's what, like an ankle bracelet, after recently accepting a plea deal. What deal? What did he? Who did he give up? What did he give up? One the victim family says was entered without their input or approval. This sounds wrong. Earlier this month, 36-year-old Antonio Vecchiola pleaded guilty to a single count of involuntary manslaughter. I think if decapitation means the loss of a head, so involuntary means you really had to involunteer pretty you really had to involunteer pretty hard for somebody to become decapitated. In the situation, Becky Vecchiola was arrested for criminal homicide in mid 2019 after killing his estranged wife, Jessica Vecchiola, the 29-year-old mother of two young boys, inside her Penn Hills home on February 5th. Sorry. Jessica's body was left in the home and found the next day by her mother. Jeez. The couple, authorities said at the time, were in the middle of a divorce and fighting for custody of their kids, which is yeah, that's motive. That should be motive. And honestly, in those situations, it's best to do it from afar, right? Because yeah, Vecchiola avoids prison. I wouldn't like to be going through something that nasty and have to live under the same roof with somebody. Yeah, it could be like you trigger anything. Yeah, anything could trigger to the point where this could become a situation. Vecchiola avoids prison under the terms of the deal, which was approved by Allegheny County Common Pleas Judge Kelly Bigley. Instead, he will be subject to electronic home monitoring for 1 year. After that, he'll be placed on probation for 5 years. This is nothing. He really got no time. People get more for shoplifting. Yeah, medical examiners struggle to determine what caused Jessica Vecchiola's death, eventually revealing she died from atlanto-occipital dislocation. What the hell is that? Also known as internal decapitation, an atlanto-occipital dislocation is defined as the separation of the ligaments of the spinal column through the base of the skull. So the head did everything except remove itself from the body. That, you know how strong, you know what you got to do to somebody? Like, that doesn't happen by accident. It really doesn't. Jessica's sister, Felicia Luco, spoke to people about the plea deal, calling it a gross miscarriage of justice. Fair enough. Luco alleges the plea deal was offered to Antonio Vecchiola and he agreed to the terms. He jumped right on it. Afterwards, it's not funny, but yeah, I will give you 1 year house arrest and 5 years probation. Yeah. Afterwards, the district attorney's office called Jessica Vecchioli's family in for a meeting where they were told that her killer would not serve prison time. None, not a day. The family expressed frustration with the outcome and were informed the deal could not be rescinded. How did they pull this off? The Allegheny County district attorney's office did not respond to people's request for comment in a deal. So a deal usually means that for me to give you this, I have to give you something in return. So nothing short of selling your soul would, yo, an occipital dislocation, the description that I just read means that the head did everything except release. Everything else was disconnected except for like the head itself, like everything else, like the leg. Oh my God. Next up, if you like the show, comment and subscribe. Let me know you rocking with woman's lung cancer shrinking after she took CBD oil prompts. Caution from scientists. This is what marijuana, this is what they were fighting to legalize it for after all these years, so it can be properly researched and tested and put in application and not just be laughed at in meetings as a fringe, as holistic, as fringe medicine. These are the type of benefits that people were fighting for to get legalized. Not so your son can play with himself and play Call of Duty and eat hot Cheetos in the basement all goddamn day. Scientists have advised caution after a report emerged of a woman whose lung cancer tumor shrank after she took regular doses of CBD oil instead of getting doused with radiation and losing all your hair, which the radiation in some cases might just be worse than the cancer in some cases anyway. Yeah, CBD oil, this is what people have been fighting to get this put in like mainstream medical testing for. And yeah, CBD, which is a non-psychoactive chemical, which it doesn't get you high. It's not the part that gets you high. Psychoactive chemical extracted from the hemp or cannabis plant is linked to several possible health benefits such as pain relief and anxiety reduction. People have wondered whether CBD should be used as a cancer treatment, but this link remains inconclusive. This is a good step. This is a good step in the right direction. I'm all for it. A case report was published in the British Medical Journal on October 14th involving a woman in her 80s who was diagnosed with lung cancer in 2018 after she went to doctors with a persistent cough. The woman is a 68 pack a year smoker. I was reading that wrong. 68 packs in a year is bad. It's only 365 days. Was offered treatment for her cancer, including surgery and radiotherapy. But she 68 packs in a year. How long is a day? How much time do you have to smoke? But she declined both. Yeah, that means you're fucking like that. Mean the percentage of breaths you take is measured with smoking, right? That's almost to the point where you can measure your oxygen levels against the level of fucking nicotine smoke. Like to that point where it's actually like you could get a reading. It has to be that's a lot of fucking cigarettes. So so doctors decided to simply watch and wait by carrying out what they like. Yo, well, what the fuck we gonna do? Watch and wait. Well, shit, we give her some of this. According to the case report, regular CT scans over the following 2.5 years showed that her lung tumor appeared to be shrinking over time, despite the fact that the woman was continuing to smoke and was not receiving any conventional treatment. You never thought to give her a patch or something like the gum or I mean, like, wow, at 68 packs a year, you would have to wear like a whole, not even a nicotine patch. You would have to wear like a sleeve every day. The lesion in her lungs was measured at 41 millimeters. Come on, we're in America. Customary in June 2018, for have her reduced to 10 millimeters by February. That is a lot. When doctors, 10 millimeters by February 2021, when doctors contacted her to discuss this, she revealed that she'd been taking CBD oil as a self treatment after being advised to do so by a family member shortly after her 2018 diagnosis. This is big. The woman was taking zero point 0.5 milliliters of the oil 2 to 3 times per day by ingesting it. The case report authors note that the oil appears to have had a positive effect on her disease, but couldn't conclusively confirm this. This is a very good step in the right direction for this. This is what people were fighting for, to get this legalized so they could properly test it and use it in applications such as this. Dope shit. Here we go. Retired U.S. Marshal says Brian Laundrie's parents' actions don't make sense. And I've only been saying this for like the past 2 weeks, is that he's somewhere under a shelter in a cellar on his parents' property getting grilled cheese sandwiches and milk and cookies every night, because there's no way that he's not, nobody's that highly trained to duck authorities in a search of that magnitude without at least popping your head up to get some type of supplies, some type of resources, a phone call ping somewhere. You've seen somebody. They said they detained somebody that looked like Brian Laundrie. You are making this guy out to be like a spy within, like, yeah, you're making him out to be like he's the goat of staying hidden. No, he's not. He's just he's right in your faces. Like, as the search for Brian Laundrie enters its fifth week, a former U.S. Marshal says that his parents' actions around the death of the fugitive's fiance, Gabby Petito, don't make sense. And it doesn't make sense because you can see your son, you can see one of your children coming to you like, Dad, I fucked up. I don't know what I'm going to do. And yeah, well, I'll hide you or something until, yeah, here's some money, get lost. Here's some money, I'll help you get away. Something. Yeah, it's going to be something. You don't expect, I wouldn't expect his parents to rightfully just hand them over to serve him up. Know what I mean? But they don't have to exactly like tell them exactly where he is either, right? Laundrie is missing and has been named as a person of interest in Petito's death. We know that. Petito was declared missing. He's not missing. He's hiding. He's not even missing. Missing means you just disappear. Like, hiding means you purposely don't want to be found. Like, yeah. On September 11th, 10 days after not returning from a cross-country tour of national parks with Laundrie, Lenny DePaul, a former 30-year veteran of the U.S. Marshal Service and one-time commander of the New York and New Jersey Fugitive Task Force, spoke with Australian Channel 9 Now. What is Australian? This is a worldwide case. Everybody's watching us on this, and we're fucking blowing it. No. An interview aired on Sunday. On the show, the host said, even to the broader public, there's a lot about this case that doesn't add up. Asked whether he believes Laundrie's parents are helping him, DePaul says, I think Brian's parents did help him get some money. It's something like, yeah, I do. At this point, Gabby lived in Florida with them. They got engaged. He shows up in the van without her. What does he tell his parents? Yep, exactly. Like, yo, so we broke up. I left her out there. I just decided to drive the van back home and, let's go camping. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, you come back without her and your parents ask where Gabby is and you just say, I don't know. Like, come on. And yeah, Petito was last seen alive in Grand Teton National Park, Wyoming, on a cross-country road. Yeah, y'all making it seem like he's Rambo out in one of these caves dressed in a boar skin, cooking the meat on an open flame. Like he's just out there. Come on. He is like he's the ultimate fugitive. Like he just blends in anywhere. And no, he's not. He's just a person. He's just one person without any specialized training on how to duck. And if he, oh God. That being said, I'm going to wrap this up Turn on your notifications so you can catch this ride next time. I'll talk to you guys very, very, very soon. Adios.